This promises to be a momentous occasion. You are about to meet the newest member of your team. As you are aware, the Green Ranger's power was completely decimated by his last few battles. Alpha and I felt it was time to create an even more powerful Ranger to combat Lord Zed and his diabolical evil. To that end, a candidate was selected, and a new Power Ranger was created. And now, my friends, I present to you...
Hey guys, it is your man Zentai Karan Jones, and wow, it has been a long time. When was the last time we had a comic book review on this channel? Wow, it has been a long time. It's been a really long time. So without further ado, let's get into it. Today we are reviewing Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers issue 32, the final issue, you guys. It is the final countdown. Okay, anyway, I thought that made sense, but since it's the final issue, let's get into it, man. So much to talk about. Number one, I'm so excited to be back and talking and doing my comic book reviews. Like I said, I haven't done a comic book review on this channel in a couple months, and that's just due to, the conditions of our world right now is crazy. I hope everybody's being safe. Hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope you're able to read some comics. But if not, I hope this video will get you caught up on, what is going on in the world of Power Rangers. So, number one, I typically read these comic books digitally, so, I have a subscription through Comixology for like all the Power Ranger comic books that I read. And so I got a message, in my email saying, hey, this upcoming Wednesday, you're gonna get, your first issue of Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers, which is the final issue. And I was excited for that. I was like, man, yes, next week is gonna be crazy. And then, just randomly, I was like, I want to support local businesses. So I was like, I'm gonna go check out one of my local comic book shops and go hang out and get some cool merch and comics and whatnot. And sure enough, Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers issue 32 is there, the paperback, before my digital. What is going on? Comixology, y'all doing me wrong, man. Making me wait extra time to read this gloriousness right here. Y'all doing me wrong, Comixology. Come on now. But anyway, we're here, and without further ado, let's get into this review. As you guys know, when I review these comics, I look at three different criteria: the good, the bad, and the morphin. So starting off with the good in this comic, one thing I really liked is the presence of the teams, and by that you got the Mighty Morphin team, and then you have the Omega Rangers, right, which consists of Jason, Zach, Trini, and Kia, So I really like the presence of both of those, where it's almost kind of like a past and present thing. When you think of like X-Men, Days of Future Past, where you have like a story that's being told over here, then you got a story that's being told over here. I think that was blended in well within this comic book, and that's something that I really like. I state this a lot, but the artwork was on point, especially for this comic book. I really enjoyed, just the artwork in general. I thought they did a great job, especially for, knowing and having that recollection, like this is the final issue for this particular run. I think the artwork is something that definitely has to be there, because I think when we look back on, a particular, series, you want to be like, man, there were things that were memorable. The story, the artwork, things have to stick out and kind of just pop. And I think they did a great job with that. If I have to pick apart, one little thing, I would say for me personally, some of you guys who have read this, you may feel totally different. This is just my opinion. I feel like this didn't feel like a final issue, more as, and there's reasoning for that, but to me, it didn't really feel like, oh, this is the final issue. It kind of felt like an annual or like a special. You know how those annual issues that are within, a certain, story arc that's going on, where it's like you have a special event, the artwork is always on point. It's a little bit different, than what you typically get in the, weekly issues. To me, that's what this comic book felt like. It didn't necessarily feel like the conclusion, to this particular series. It just felt like, this was an annual. It was something special. And maybe that was intentional, and again, if I had to pick apart one bad thing, I would be like, because for me, when I think the final issue, in my brain, it's like, okay, something drastic, something crazy is going to happen that will tie into, the next story arc, so to speak. To me, it didn't really feel like that. It was just like, it just felt like a special. It felt like an annual. And again, maybe that was purposeful, with, the writers and the artists. But that's just something that I would pick apart. I'd be curious to hear you guys' interpretation of that for those of you who read the comic. Now, getting into the morphin of this comic, there's a couple things I want to talk about. There's a lot. But number one, right off the bat, and I've mentioned this before in other, reviews that I've done for these comics, but there's the tension between the friends, and you could definitely feel that. And I think that was executed well. And by that, what I mean is, you have Jason, Zach, and Trini, who are apparently leaving the friends. They're leaving Angel Grove to go on like a peace treaty. And the friends, they just aren't buying it. They're like, what the heck? Like, you guys know we have this major detrimental threat that's, that we're facing, with our world, with Angel Grove, with Lord Zed, and, he just, introduced Serpentera. So things are crazy. And then Tommy, now he's the new leader and trying to figure out himself as the leader. And then they have a power transfer with 3 of the new friends. So there's a lot going on with the friends right now where, again, you got this new leadership, and then you got new friends, and then you got old friends who are leaving. Plus you got this crazy villain who is terrorizing your town. So it is a lot to deal with. So with, the recollection that the friends are going off to a peace treaty to stop being Rangers and take on other world issues, they're like, dude, there won't be a world if you guys don't help us stop this villain. So I get the frustration, with Tommy and his feelings toward Jason and the friends, where it's like, we need you guys. Why are you leaving to go and do this right now? But, it's just a trip because you understand both sides, and I think the conflict and the tension is so necessary. It is so cool. See what I did there? Necessary evil? Oh, wait, did I just have a recollection? Oh my God, oh my God. Wow, I think I just got it. Why it's called, we're gonna go back to what I was saying, but oh my God, it's called Necessary Evil, right? This whole story arc, because these friends, they're lying to their friends to keep them safe, right? Like, and that's not they feel like their friends are doing a betrayal. They feel like their friends are doing a bad thing by leaving and not being Power Rangers anymore. But, they're lying to them and, deceiving them to protect them because of the events of Shattered Grid. Because if they knew about the events of Shattered Grid and everything that happened with Draken and the Rangers, then time and reality itself could, fall apart and shatter once again. So, therefore, you have this necessary evil to lie to your friends. And, Jason, Zach, and Trini, they have to go off and be the Omega Rangers protecting the universe from a different spectrum. Oh my, what? Oh my God. Wow, I just had a recollection on camera. That's crazy. Wow. So, yeah, that makes sense, But, with all of that going on, I love how you can understand both sides. And therefore, again, like with my recollection, it's like you totally understand, the title of, this series in particular, where it is necessary evil, where there are certain things that have to happen that have good results down the road. You know what I mean? I think that that's an interesting concept. So let me know what you guys think about that. Did you guys already know that? Am I just late to the game? Or did you guys realize that with me as we were conversing, as you were watching, as I was speaking, as you guys were watching on the other side? Does that make sense? And getting into my last criteria of, my comic book reviews, I usually do a lightning rating. Man, I have to give this a 5 out of 5. It's the last issue, and it's definitely worth a read, you guys. Please go and support your local comic book shops. I'm all about reading stuff digitally too, because I like to save paper. And when it's easier when I'm doing my reviews and I want to talk about multiple issues. It's just easier sometimes to do it digital, but sometimes there's nothing like having that paperback copy of your own. So I say if you can, and if bookstores are open, your local comic book shops, go and support, go buy the book, go read it and add it to your collection. This is one I highly and definitely recommend. Wow, man, let's just take a moment and just think about that for a second, like where we've come from, with these issues to where we are now with it coming to an end. It's kind of sad, but it's crazy and it's exciting because there's a lot of other new stuff coming from Boom Studios, particularly with Power Rangers. So it's nothing that you need to be afraid of or, you know, like on the fences about, because we got other stuff that they're working on. I know there's a Time Force graphic novel. I know Lord Draken is getting a miniseries. Ranger Slayer, you know, she's getting, you know, her own series as well. So there's a lot of other stuff even outside of just Mighty Morphin. I know that's been an ongoing thing and frustration that I've heard, you know, from a lot of folks where they're like, we want more than just Mighty Morphin. So don't worry, you're gonna get your fill as well. But wow, we've come a long way with these issues, and I just want to say thank you for those who've been rocking with me and watching my reviews, subscribing and commenting and liking and conversing with me as I do these reviews. I appreciate the community. Like, that's what this is about, you know, for me, is just building long-term, you know, relationships and community within this fandom. I think it's just awesome, man. So, wow, what a freaking year. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. If you like this video, make sure you leave a comment and hit the like button. And let me know what you thought about this issue. Do you have it? You know, flesh out some other parts that you really like. Comment below and let me know what were some of the other themes within this book that you really liked. And what are you most excited for next when it comes to the Power Ranger comic books. Also, don't worry. Like I said, we still have the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger comic book series that is still actively going to be running. The crossover between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, that's still running as well. So, you know, with this ending, the continuity still exists within Mighty Morphin, because it's kind of like, now that we've seen the backstory of everything, now we can kind of focus on where we're going forward, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to see what they do going forward, man, and how Necessary Evil concludes. I'm really excited for that. So again, thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, hit the like button, share this video out, yada yada yada. Much love, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, it's morphin' time.